This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with Macklin's Gym Marbella. We're at the final press conference for Flanagan and ZEPEDA ahead of their world title scrap clash.
Tilt
This
challenge.
Saturday night from the velodrome. With me I've got promoter Francis Warren. How are you, Francis?
Hanging in there, mate. Yeah. All good. Excited for Saturday. It's got a great card. On top of the bills, one of those fights, that's what you're in the business for.
Obviously, you know, it's been well documented about the whole Ricky Hatton thing. It was 10 years ago. We had a party recently to emphasise this. And this week, you know, Terry Flanagan becomes hopefully the first Mancunian since then to win a world title. What do you think it is about Manchester? There's been such a gap to find a world champion in that time.
I don't know. I mean, you've obviously had a couple of guys who have been thereabouts over the years, but I think Terry's been a consistent performer over his last 27 fights and been a pro quite a while now. And I think he's a worthy guy to wait for. It's a tough fight Saturday, but I think he's seen the chinks in ZEPEDA's armour that he can exploit, and I think Manchester's got a new hero on its hands.
Quiet man of boxing, isn't he? Doesn't care for the limelight.
No, we can't shut him up.
Well,
doesn't stop talking
he's
to
a lot better on camera than he was, I don't know, maybe a year ago or so. But I mean, ultimately, what people do.
It's because Sky never interviewed him. He never got any coverage there. So, since he's come to BoxNation, we've given him interviews after all these fights, and he's getting more and more used to it. And it's about, I suppose, he's obviously got confidence in the ring, but straight afterwards, he's building up that media skill that comes with just experience, I suppose.
But you've developed quite well over the last year yourself.
Still getting there, Koo. Getting there. Just learning off you, mate.
But let's have it right. ZEPEDA is absolutely no joke. 23 fights, 20 KOs, 19 within the first 3 rounds, which actually I didn't know until today.
Yeah.
But hasn't travelled.
Hasn't travelled.
And hasn't fought the weight. Yeah.
So there's a couple of things in Terry's favour. Well, biggest thing in Terry's favour is he's at home, and I think he's. I'm really confident he's going to do it. And I watched ZEPEDA in his media workout yesterday, and I know he's just having a move around for the cameras and stuff. But it was good to see him. His body shape and his footwork and things like that. Very light on his feet, and he works his angles very well. Big left hook. But I think if Terry sticks to his game plan, is sensible for the first 3 or 4, then he can wear him down, and I think he'll do the job.
I mean, your dad has always been a keen echoer of the home advantage tag, and I think it comes into fruition this Saturday. We learnt about, obviously, ZEPEDA talking about, quite a painful 10-hour journey.
Yeah.
And,
sounded like he was going through surgery.
Yeah, but having to be on a plane for that long and obviously being acclimatised to the weather, etc. So all these little factors are sort of, they come into, well, we'll find out Saturday night whether they come into Terry's advantage or not.
It's the flights, the time change, it's the weather, it's being in a hotel away from home. Although most of his family's over here, but Terry's not had to disrupt his routine at all. And it's not just fans on the night; they play a huge part. But it's the whole being away from home that makes, I think, gives Terry the advantage.
The undercard is stacked with a wealth of young talent coming through, and also people sort of on the cusp of different titles, etc. Like Jack Catchell in his 12th pro fight, and obviously Paul Butler returning after his defeat to Tate, and Liam Walsh. And Liam Walsh obviously was meant to be defending his British title against Troy James. That isn't to be, so he's in against Sampio.
Tough fight. I think he's got a great record, Sampio, and Liam's making that step up to lightweight. Number 3 with WBO at super feather. So hopefully get himself a ranking at lightweight as well. And world is his oyster. I think he'll be keeping a close eye on what happens between Terry and Jose on Saturday. And who knows, later on in the year if maybe that could be done. But it's an exciting time for Liam Walsh. Jack Catchell, we all know what he's about. Super talent. But there's no rush with him. Just develop him as and when we need to.
Absolutely. I mean,
Paul obviously is back on the trail, and I'm looking forward to seeing him out again. It was a big defeat against the guy who was much better on the night, but he gets a chance to put that right Saturday.
And also the likes of Macaulay McGowan, Adrian Gonzalez, Stephen Lewis also on the bill.
Got some terrific talent in the Northwest. It's a real real hotbed of boxing talent, and yeah, Stephen Lewis is one in particular I'm looking forward to seeing. Joe Costello's back out as well, makes this short trip up the M6, and yes, Adrian Gonzalez, so Tom Stalker's back, and so yes, it's a great card.
I'm going to ask you some stuff yesterday. Was going on Twitter. I was in the hotel room.
Our lives, Twitter.
Oh yeah, I was in the hotel room with James, and we were,
Really?
yeah,
What's going on
we
there?
were rooming,
Really?
cutting costs.
One bed? 2 beds?
No bed. But anyway, Twitter was keeping us entertained last night. There's some tweets coming back and forth from Eddie Hearn and Paul Butler regarding the purse bid situation in which Matchroom won for YAFAI and Butler. First of all, it seemed to be from the tweets, I don't know if there was any hint of sarcasm in any of them, but Paul Butler wasn't aware of some of the things that Eddie Hearn was saying.
Well, Andy made John Wish an offer for Cal. They rejected it. So Andy said, "Fine, we'll go to purse bids." It's as simple as that. There was no negotiating period. There was no backwards and forwards. There was no you say, he say, we say. It was just a straight offer. They knocked it back, and then we said, "Well, we'll go to purse bids." That's the long and short of it. And to be honest, there's not much more to it than that.
But from Paul Butler's tweets, was Paul Butler aware of any of this?
Paul.
We would have done if he was here today, but we'll have to catch up with him tomorrow.
Have a chat with Paul.
But for someone obviously who's...
When Paul Senior said about giving up the British title, and again Andy basically recommended or advised him, why give it up if you don't need to give it up? So, and that was quite a while ago. So maybe that conversation has been lost in translation or whatever, but Paul's always been a British champion. There's no, you don't have to give up a title until you have to give it up.
But we are assuming, obviously, this fight for the foreseeable future won't happen.
No, nothing's been decided yet. I haven't had a chance to sit down with Paul yet. So there'll be part 2 tomorrow. We'll have a chat tomorrow when Paul's here. We'll do 3 of us together.
Okay. Because, like I said, I think Paul was writing on his Twitter yesterday that it's a great fight, maybe further down the line, but for the British title, and considering Paul's won a world title since then.
Paul's never going to back out of a fight. He's a fighting man. He's got great pride in what he does, and rightly so. He's a fantastic talent, but I think he's at world level, if you ask me, and I think he wants a ranking fight. This is a bit of shaking off a bit of ring rust this weekend, but again, it's something we're going to have to discuss with him over the next couple of days.
But if an offer has come from your side, there must be obviously interest there in you making that fight happen with the FI. Obviously, if an offer has come, you're saying has come from your side. You're like
Sherlock, you are.
I'm trying to
deducting it piece by piece.
I'm trying to untangle the web at the moment.
There's no web. Offer was made. So obviously, on that, from a promoter's point of view, yeah, it's a good fight. But it was knocked back, so that's it. Were
you only interested in the fight on your sort of terms? Obviously, now that they've won the purse bid, is that obviously alter things in that respect?
Of course, that was the worst question ever. Of course, it alters things because if someone else wins a purse bid, it's not going to be on our terms.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, is that the sticking point of the fight happening only on your terms? And
no, we've had no problem with our guys going on and fighting. The other side's fighters, no problem. We've had a couple of times. Liam Smith went and fought Ochi, and Craig Evans recently fought Scotty Cardle, so we haven't got a problem with it.
So we can
if it's right for the fighter.
So we can expect the fight to happen then?
If it's right for the fighter.
After you've discussed
if it's right for the fighter.
It's a great fight though, isn't it?
It's a great fight. Yeah. You're going to have a great fight in a minute.
This is all on Twitter yesterday. Just trying to sort of.
Twitter, it's great for getting stuff out there, but it can be a right pain in the arse, especially when people stick their noses in.
What about Butler Conlon? More realistic?
I think that's a more entertaining fight, to be honest. I think that's a great fight in Belfast. After seeing Jamie's following on in Dublin at the weekend, it's a great fight.
Exciting times for the super flyweight division.
It's super.
Superfly. Super times.
Yeah.
Alright, okay. Well, listen, James was going to locate all of you tomorrow. for some sort of
I think I've got to
response.
sit down with James Plan. I'm going to grill him.
Oh, you've got a Q&A with James?
Yeah, Q&A, yeah.
I've seen some of the questions.
Yeah, I want blind questions.
Some of them are horrible.
Good.
I looked at them, I thought,
it's all right. Hopefully people have left their names and we can name and shame any twats.
Well, that's the whole point of it. They put their name down and emails and stuff and done. But I thought it was a good response. And James has never done a Q&A before, so this will be his first time.
I'll give him a bit of our time then.
Have you ever done a Q&A before?
Not with James.
No, but have you ever done a Q&A?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
When?
In the Mirror.
The Daily Mirror?
Yeah, I look at it daily. I should probably look at it a bit more.
A lot of people always ask to do Q&As with your dad, actually. We need to pin that down because I think that's, you know.
Get it sorted.
But the thing is, like, it's not a case of, like, vetting questions or anything. It's just if people are absolute idiots about questions, I mean proper idiots about questions, won't ask them. It's the same when I do them with videos.
What I might do with ask James to do is write a list of the stupid ones and we'll go through them there and there.
Read them out.
Yeah, we'll read them out.
Yeah. Why not? Why not?
The biggest, most stupid question, I'll get invited to come and ask it live.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
to
see
your
if they
face.
got the bollocks to come and do it.
To your
face.
faces,
yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll turn up.
Who knows? Now we're going to get a stream of stupid fucking questions.
There was a Robert Warren who sent in a very ridiculous question.
Yeah, I have a silly question every day.
All right, then. Well, listen, roll on anyway tomorrow. Details of the weigh-in.
Renaissance, 2 p.m.
Open to the public.
Open to the public to come down and give Terry full backing. Make Mr. ZEPEDA feel a million miles from LA.
100%.
That's your mission, Manchester.
And then Saturday night, fight night, it's on. Hopefully, like I said, we have a new world champion from Manchester. And also...
What do you fancy?
I fancy him to do it.
You do?
Yeah, I do fancy him to do it.
Good. Well, I do as well. It's a lot of people not giving him much of a chance, but I don't see it like that at all. I think he's got a very, very good chance. And with a bit of fan backing as well, I think this might push him over the line.
And obviously next week as well, Anthony Crolla in his world title fight could be a great
Anthony
period
all the best.
for Manchester.
Wish Anthony all the best. He's a lovely fella, and he deserves his shot. I wish him all the best.
All right, Francis Warren, thanks for joining Eiffel TV. Eiffel TV will catch up with you tomorrow at some point of the way in, and
me.
Also Paul Butler and anyone else that's
anyone else is willing to talk to you.
It's willing to talk to us about this situation. You've answered what you've got to answer.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah. All right, Francis Warren, thanks for joining Eiffel TV, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Cheers, Coop.
Thank you very much.
Best, mate.